Sairam. It was the year 1999, my second year as a student in the Sri Sathya Sai Higher Secondary School. I was in 12th grade and was looking forward to the beginning of a new academic year with lots of darshan and bhajan sessions with the Purnavatar of the Kali Yuga, Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. Now that year, there was a change that had been announced in the darshan and bhajan schedule. You see, every day we would have darshans and bhajans in the mornings and evenings in the Sai Kulwant Hall. Of course, as students we would attend only the evening bhajan sessions, and the morning darshan and bhajan sessions we would attend only on Sundays and other holidays, because otherwise we had to go to school. It was announced that morning darshans and bhajans would continue as they were going on, but the evening darshan and bhajans would be shifted to the adjacent Purna Chandra auditorium. Why was this being done? Because gold gilding work had to happen in the Sai Kulwant Hall. Gold gilding is the process by which we apply very thin, ultra of gold sheets to different surfaces, metal, wood, concrete and all of this. If we visit many temples, we will see that the Garbhagudi or the Sanctum Sanctorum is very often gold gilded. Sometimes it is even made fully of pure gold. So, with that lofty objective in mind, some of the devotees of the Purnavatar approached Swami and requested Swami, please permit us to gold gild, because this is the Kali Yuga avatar, living God. For idols we do this, please let us do this gold gilding. Swami had permitted, but with a twist. He said, instead of gold gilding the bhajan hall and the places where Swami gives interview, which is like the equivalent of the Sanctum Sanctorum of the temple, Swami said, put the gold gilding where the devotees are. You see, dear brothers and sisters, when we go to temples, when we see the idols, God apparently is mute. He doesn't seem to speak, and that is because we cannot understand. But if God gets a voice, which he gets when he comes as an avatar, he expresses and shows that his love for devotees is greater than the devotees' love for him. So he said, if you want to do gold gilding, you do it only to the devotees area. And therefore you will see even to this day in Sai Kulwant Hall, all the sitting areas where the devotees sit, above the area has been gold gilded. In fact, later on, even an emerald green paint was painted behind, and Swami had explained to a devotee in this manner, saying, see, I produce and give away emerald rings, gold and emerald rings to many devotees. That green of emerald signifies peace and gold signifies purity. I am blessing them with purity and peace. But everybody requires purity and peace. There are so many who come here with that yearning. I cannot keep giving rings to everybody, and therefore the entire roof itself will be having this emerald green of peace and the gold of purity. Anybody who sits here will be granted purity and peace. You see how the Lord keeps thinking of the devotees? And therefore, in order to facilitate this work to go on, it would begin sometime at 9:30 or 10 in the morning and go on till late evening. And therefore, the evening darshan and bhajan would get affected, right? So that the devotees can still enjoy, the darshan and bhajan sessions had been shifted to the Purna Chandra auditorium. Now this Purna Chandra auditorium has a beautiful history behind it, a magnificent history, and it was built by Shri Poonam Chand Kamani, and that is a glorious story in itself. I will not go into that now because that is present at this link above. This Purna Chandra auditorium turned out to be the venue for one of the most important lessons of my life. The lesson that don't try to use your intelligence to outsmart Swami. You are thinking you are smart and intelligent, and you don't realize that he is the creator of that intelligence. That is a humorous as well as a poignant story. As a student in 11th grade, I got many opportunities to photograph Swami, and during the Shivratri of 1999, that is in the previous academic year, I had gotten some really beautiful photographs of Swami sitting on the chair. And my father had blown up one of those photographs 30 inches by 40 inches in size and had given it to me because I wanted to get it signed by Swami. And I chose 24th June 1999 as the day to get it signed because that was my birthday. And I felt Swami will always bless the birthday boys. He will not want to break their heart or disappoint them. And therefore, when Swami is blessing me, I will ask him to sign this photograph and Swami will sign. That was my simple thinking and my plan. And with that, I went and sat right next to the steps of the stage of the Purnachandra auditorium on the gent side. As I already said, darshans in the evening would be held in the Purnachandra auditorium. That evening, when Swami arrived for darshan, he gently got down the steps from the gent side of the stage and came near us, so many of us birthday boys who were seated there. All of us had our birthday trays in which we had kept all these dry fruits and the akshata grains which Swami could use to bless all of us. And after Swami did that, there were a few others as well who had brought photographs for Swami to sign. And they requested Swami, please sign. Swami seemed to be in a conceding mood, and so he picked up a marker from one of the students and signed his photograph, signed another photograph, gave back the marker to that student. I had my own marker, so I took my marker and gave it to Swami and requested him to sign this photograph. And Swami took the marker, opened the cap, and I opened the photograph. And as Swami put the marker on the photograph to sign it, something changed. He changed his mind. Or rather, God never changes the mind. God has a master plan. There is no change in the master plan. All the changes that appear to be changes are only leelas, and they too are part of the master plan. Swami then put the cap back to the pen and handed it back to me and walked away. There was just one little black dot on that photograph, no sign at all. And I was wondering, why did Swami do this? Anyway, I just sat down, the darshan session concluded, the bhajan session concluded, and we returned back to the hostel. I was having this photograph without Swami's signature, but I was very determined. I said, I will make Swami sign this. What I will do is, I will try to run and sit in that same spot as if I'm a birthday boy, so that when Swami is signing for other birthday boys, I will try to squeeze in this photograph and get it signed. And that was the first use of my intelligence against God. So I would go and sit there, right behind the birthday boys, and for that I had to do some other things so that I can go forward. I had to scam the lines, I had to try to overtake others and come fast. I would do anything. All is fair in love and war, and I felt this is love, the greatest love story of my life. So I sat there, and when Swami came down the next day to bless the birthday boys, every day there would be some birthday boys because there are 700 students, there are only 365 days in the year. Some of the boys would have their birthdays during the vacations, and therefore they would celebrate, celebrate birthdays on special days when they would select, so that you can get blessings from Swami. And Swami came down, and that day he chose not to sign anybody's photographs. So no problem, I kept waiting, I kept coming in on different days trying to sit there. Then came another day when Swami began to sign photographs for the birthday boys, and I was very happy. I opened my photograph and I was waiting. As Swami came near me, he just looked at me and said, "Hey, not birthday boy, you are not a birthday boy." And he didn't sign the photograph and he walked away. And in my mind I thought, Swami, this is unfair, because when it was my birthday you didn't sign, and now you are telling I'm not birthday boy. This is not fair, this is not fair, this is not fair. This is what I was thinking. And days went on like this. Days rolled by, June got over, July began, and as days were going, I was struggling to get this one photograph signed, and it was just not happening. Around the 11th or 12th of July, I was summoned to the warden's office, and the warden told me, "Arvind, every day you are pestering Swami. You are trying to sit front and make him sign a photograph when it's clearly evident that he does not want to sign a photograph. So, for some days don't take a photograph, don't be found there. Otherwise, you will have to face consequences." So I was warned by the warden, and therefore I decided that I won't take the photograph. But I wanted to get my photo signed. What should I do? I struck upon a plan. I began to pray to Swami, "Swami, please accept a letter from me. Swami, please take a letter from me." There is a greater probability of Swami accepting a letter rather than signing a photograph, because every day Swami collects so many letters. These are all the foolish thinking of our minds. For Swami, everything is equally probable, everything is equally improbable. But I felt making Swami accept a letter is easier than making him sign a photograph. And when I felt that I had prayed sufficiently for 2 days. On the 14th of July, I thought, Swami will surely accept a letter from me. And in that letter, after writing the normal stuff, which is Swami, I seek your blessings, let me be at your lotus feet, all of that, in the end I wrote, Swami, if you accept this letter from me, it means that tomorrow you will sign my photograph. You know, his name is Sathya Sai. Satya means truth. I thought once he takes this letter, he is trapped in this promise and tomorrow he has to sign my photograph. And to my utmost thrill, Swami accepted my letter and I was greatly relieved and greatly thrilled. So tomorrow I am going to get my photograph and Swami will sign it. Yes, that was my excitement. But now, unfortunately, there was a system being followed in the hostel so that every student gets an opportunity to sit in the front. One day, class 8 students will go first, followed by 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th. The next day, 9th will go followed by 10th, 11th, 12th and then 8th. Then the next day, 10th, 11th, 12th, 8th and 9th. So, in this rotation. And this day, our class, grade 12, was the last. I was thinking, oh my God, even if I take a photograph, how will I be in the front line for Swami to sign? So I went to the warden and requested him for a special permission slip. These special permission slips the warden had the authority to issue to some of the students when they wanted to sit front to maybe ask Swami, there was a medical emergency at home or there was some other issue. So they want to sit front and ask Swami. So the warden at his discretion would issue these slips. When the warden asked me for what it was, I said, sir, to get this photo signed. And he told me, Arvind, I already told you a few days back, Swami is not signing your photograph and I will not authorize this. When he said this, I said, sir, 100% I can tell you tomorrow he is going to sign. He said, you can never tell 100% with Swami, Arvind. Don't talk like this. I feel it is not good that you take it. Sir, I feel that I should take it. Do you think you know better or I know better? In my mind, I wanted to say that, sir, I know better because I have trapped Swami here. But what to do? Courtesy required me to say that, sir, yes, you know better. And so he didn't give me the permission slip. And now when we were going for darshan, we had to enter the Purnachandra auditorium from the gents side door. And those days, there used to be one special opportunity that could become available for the class that was going last. That was totally dependent on Swami. Let me explain. See, some days, Swami would come to the Kulwant hall to supervise this gold gilding work that was going on. And therefore, though the official darshan was slated for 3 o'clock or 3:30, Swami would be there at 2:30 and all the devotees would have gathered in the Purnachandra auditorium. So Swami would be alone in the Kulwant hall. On such occasions, that narrow area that is there separating the Kulwant hall and the Purnachandra auditorium residence, Swami would have to use that area to walk back to the Purnachandra auditorium, right? The class that was going last, because it will not get a front place in the Purnachandra auditorium, in case Swami happens to be in the Kulwant hall, they were given the special permission to sit in that small area between the Kulwant hall and the Purnachandra auditorium so that they can get one close darshan of Swami. And that day, the 15th of July, Swami happened to be in Kulwant hall supervising these gold gilding works, and therefore our class had the opportunity and I sat along the carpet on which Swami would walk. I was in the first row. But to my horror, I realized I had not got the photograph because I had thought that, there is no chance of me getting this photo signed. I was feeling so bad, in the circumstances, I had missed this opportunity. Now I was right in the front, but there's no time to run back 1.5 kilometers to the hostel and get the photograph. What do I do? And then I began to feel bad. I was thinking that I made a mistake in doing all this. What was the mistake? The mistake was, in the letter I wrote, Swami, if you take this letter, you have promised that you will be signing it tomorrow. I should have given myself more time. Therefore, I wrote another letter now. And in the end, I wrote, Swami, if you accept this letter, you are promising me that you will sign this photograph before the end of this year. I felt it was still July, 6 more months are there. Someday I will manage to get that photograph and sit in the front. And if Swami takes this, he's trapped. He has to sign that photograph for me. That was my excitement. But now I was just hoping that when Swami comes, he again takes this letter and gets trapped. So Swami finished looking at all those repairs and whatever. 10-15 minutes later, he is walking and coming back. As he sees all of us sitting along the carpet on which he has to walk before he enters the Purnachandra auditorium, he tells us, I think I will go by the other route. You all get inside the auditorium. And oh my God, we all shouted in unison, no Swami, please Swami, please Swami. And then Swami gave a smile and he nodded and he came walking towards us. Ah, relief, he's coming this way. And as Swami came walking through the path, I wanted him to take this letter and I thought, again, intelligence. See, Swami can just walk without accepting your letter. But this was a narrow carpet and on both sides there were students sitting. I decided, come what may, I will get up and block his path. I will kneel on the carpet itself as if some desperate problem I am facing and plead with him to just accept my letter. And Swami accepts the letter, that's enough. That was my plan and that is what I did. As Swami came near me, I got up, blocked his path. You know, the path was very narrow, just about 1.5 to 2 feet wide. I blocked it on the carpet, knelt down and offered this letter. And Swami said, Dunna pota. Dunna pota means you buffalo. Swami, call me anything, buffalo, rhino, hippopotamus, dog, monkey, anything, just accept this letter. That's what I was thinking in my mind. And he accepted the letter. And I thought, Swami, trapped, you're trapped. And I just moved back. Swami, all the way is yours. You may go now. My job is done. And we sat back waiting for Swami to walk and enter the back door of the Purnachandra auditorium so that he'll go in. And then we will all get up and rush to the Purnachandra auditorium to have darshan there, the official darshan. But of course, we'll be sitting back because all the front lines would already have been occupied. Now, as Swami entered the door, we all got up and began to rush. Even as we were rushing, we heard somebody call out, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. What was that? It was one of Swami's security guards, you know. Security meaning, why does he need security? He is the one who provides security for all. But a few police people would get the opportunity to wear white clothes and kneel and walk beside him in the name of security. But that was a chance for them. Many have been the police people who have got this opportunity. So one of them came running out and he said, Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. And we all stood. What is it? He said, before Swami entered the door, he threw this one letter. Whose is this letter, please? He threw it and then he went. I had a strange feeling in my stomach and I just went to the security guard. There were about 100 to 150 of us, but I went straight to him because I somehow felt it would be my letter. It was my letter. Can you believe it, dear brothers and sisters? Among the 60 or 70 letters that Swami had collected from the 100 to 150 of us there, he had pulled out only this one letter and thrown it before going into the Purnachandra auditorium. That was a clear message for me. Having tried it 3-4 times, I realized it is foolish on my part trying to outwit Swami. And that was when I gave up on this mission to outwit Swami. I think I will stop this story at this point here. And what happened is a very gripping and again new message filled video which will follow very soon. Do watch the second part of this video for a beautiful climax to this episode. Dear Swami, may we use our mind, our body, our souls in our pursuit to achieve you. May the love that we have for you in our hearts keep growing stronger every passing moment. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.